management, or sponsors.
Time for Curries Corner, brought to you by Big Rapids Pennzoil and Auto Repair, Seth Winger at the Winger Insurance Agency, Gilbert's Carpets Plus Color Tile, Barrington Firearms and Training Center, DW2 Drywall, and Michigan Landscape and Excavate.
There's a man named Pat Curry, he's got a passion for the news. Brings the stories of Big Rapids and Mecosta County to you. Tune in and turn it up, let's have some fun.
All right, we're trying to get the headphone situation.
Are we
they
live?
Come in and we're live.
Lord,
they come in and undo my whole studio.
I hope this day is good.
Every weekend
I'm
they undo
feeling
my
empty
studio.
and misunderstood. Boom, boom, boom. Hey, today's music day here at 1039. We got some great special guests here. Makes me feel young, being that I'm old. But we on, Bob?
Should be.
We're still on. Okay, well, I can't hear you, but you can hear me. I guess we don't need these anyway. I can
You
do
got
better
it.
without.
You got it now? No?
No, not really. It doesn't matter, Bob. As long as the world can hear us, as long as my sister down in Jensen Beach, Florida can hear me, that's all that really matters. You know, we've had a lot happen this last week, and I'm going to start from the top. I went to Bob Parker Jr.'s benefit down there at the Morley Legion last Saturday night. That place, you couldn't have got two more people in it. I mean, everybody from Morley Stanwood and a few from Big Rapids were there. What a benefit. It was just unbelievable. Aaron Holsworth made this stone basket. It sold for $850, and they gave it back. It sold 4 times, and it ended up bringing $4,200 just for a little stone basket that, you know, just beautiful. But that's what kind of giving people we have in Mecosta County. It was just outpouring support for the Parker family. They've been around for a long, long time. And, we had a great time revisiting the past with a lot of people I hadn't seen in a long time. Being that said, a lot of the people that gave baskets and their products from their stores, Cousins Equipment down in Morley, Charlie Walsh there and company, beautiful store. You guys been seeing that yet? Cousins down there? In Morley, Michigan, which is a suburb of Big Rapids here, right next to the Morley Hotel, the Hilton, I call it, is Cousins Equipment. If you, Husqvarna Equipment down there, he does small engine, he does tractor repairs. Him and his buddy there, I can't think of his name right now, but partner there, they used to work at Burnups. Very knowledgeable for New Holland tractors and all the other tractor makes too, for that matter. But I was really impressed with his showroom. It's brand new, and it's right there on the north side of Morley, Cousins Equipment. So if you're in need of any small engine, repair, whatever, or new stuff, he's got it. All right. We lost 2 good people. I know we got to get the show going here, but I just want to touch out and say Robin Dilg just passed away. I saw Bruce's wife there, and she was just a wonderful person in Big Rapids. I'd known her, Bruce and her, since they came to town back years and years ago, and she always had that beautiful smile. She loved horses, which everybody knows I love horses, and Bruce and her went riding. They were competition together, and they just had a wonderful marriage. And she just passed away, but I remember her and nothing but good memories. And I guess that's what you want in a friend, is great memories. You don't want a friend for 10 years and then find out we don't have nothing in common, or there's something that comes in and divides you or whatever. But she wasn't that type of person. She was a bubbly person, and God has another beautiful angel around the throne tonight, that's for sure. And then Avery Ward, son of Greg and Tina Ward, he just passed away with a massive heart attack here this past week. Young man in his late 30s. Said he wasn't feeling good to his dad, and his dad says, go to the hospital. He said, I have no insurance, and God, hopefully we can change that for other people. But anyway, he passed away, and Greg and Tina have lost both their sons. I just can't fathom how they must be feeling right now. It's just, life is so precious anyway, but let's get on with it. We got a great life here in the studio this morning. Paul Quant and I have talked about Festival of Arts. He's very much involved with it. I'm always a great sponsor of that. And I shouldn't say I'm a great sponsor. I am all grateful for them to ask me to sponsor it, because I think it's a big integral part of Big Rapids and Mecosta County and throughout even the other counties that it touches. But every week they do Ed Millette and that company. They do just a great job with it. And Paul's a songwriter and singer, and we have 3 guests here this morning. But Paul, we could almost spend the whole hour on you and your history of what you've done in Nashville and what you've done at Ferris State and what you're doing with Big Rapids, the city here. But good morning, Paul.
Hey, good morning.
You got what mic do you have here?
I'm thinking I'm on this one right here.
Okay, great. I had you bring your guitar. Do you have a song you want to sing to start us off with?
Well, by God, Pat,
Hold on one second.
All right. Well, we're
all
talking.
kinds of things going on
Okay,
here.
bring the populate here because we need to get it.
All right. Blake, introduce yourself, then we'll have the Peaks introduce.
Well, how we doing, Pat?
Good.
Oh,
You're,
well, it's so good to be back in the
yeah.
frigid cold.
Well, you know what? We live it. We love the cold. We like the little flurries here. My grandkids, they just love sliding down the hill and on grass. It burns their. I can't use that word in here, can I?
Tush.
Yeah, tush. Yeah, there you go. Morning, Miss Peaks. What's going on down the Peaks? That boss of yours, Mr. Hunt there, Hunty, great guy. He's really invested a lot of money and time in this area, hasn't he, Tyler, there?
Yeah, he definitely has, and we're really appreciative. To get back on the Festival of the Arts, just last night we hosted a Make Room for Mushrooms cooking demo, and it was such a blast. We had about 40 people there, and we had some chefs come in and show us how to cook some wild mushrooms. It's called Making Room for Mushrooms because a lot of times I think that people are a little scared of mushrooms, and so it was really great to see the chefs embrace our local mushrooms that grow here, and I was just really interested to see what people had questions about, and it had a lot of interest, and me and my husband, we forage for wild mushrooms, and we just really got a great kick out of it, and we got to keep some of the leftover food too, so we had a really good dinner last night.
You started with that, with Hunties, didn't you? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we sure did. Yeah, we've been there from day one. Yep, it's been just over a year. Our first official event was the Taste of Mecosta, the Mardi Gras celebration, and now we're back here in February.
Paved your lot there, I see.
Yeah.
That's really nice, isn't it?
It's very nice, yeah. It's definitely a lot cleaner, for sure.
Yeah, well, thanks. Hey, Claire, what are we going to play?
Claire, that's
Paul.
my dad.
Well, I know it is. But you know what? That's a compliment, isn't it?
Oh, it sure is. He's a heck of a guy.
I've known him longer than I've known you.
Yeah, it's true.
That's how old I am.
Well,
Better
1970.
than calling you your mother.
That's true. Or late for dinner.
Yeah, there
right.
you go.
I know. Ba-boom. We moved here in 1976.
Wow.
And Dad, retired from Ferris in 2006, and take that as a big compliment. He's a big part of our lives, and a great guy for the community of Big Rapids for many years. Made every spring up and down State Street, when you look at the trees bloom in the median there, that was my dad's vision. And I love the fact that he always tried to make things better, and he never saw a tree he didn't love. Right now, he's still kicking, still doing a great job.
I know,
living every day. But as we get older, health challenges come in here and there. But we're just going to keep him upright and vertical and moving down the road.
Well, you got your guitar with you, and I wanted you to sing a song, and that's okay, isn't it, Bob? You got your drums with you?
Yeah, right. I got a cowbell.
Bass? Yeah,
Oh,
there you
man.
go. But anyway, well, Blake, you could actually, you sing too, don't you? So, yeah,
bit.
you guys, you know Blake.
I just met Blake this morning.
Yeah,
I guess he's
Blake Donnelly. Yeah, he's got a big gig going this weekend at the Eagles that we're going to talk about a little bit. But why don't we start off the morning with your playing what?
Well, we're kind of feeling, you came in here singing some 70s country this
I
morning.
love Don Williams. I mean, and I didn't know who Don Williams was
I
a
love
few
Don
months
Williams.
ago. But that song, I love that song. Lord, I hope this day is good.
I just listened to it yesterday.
Did you?
Yeah, and I'm a big Don Williams fan, so I'm kind of feeling that thunder right now.
Really?
Are you ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
2, 3, 4.
Oh, this is Don Williams.
Well, I left Oklahoma, driving in a Pontiac, just about to lose my mind. I was going to Arizona, maybe on to California, where the people all look and live so fine. My mama called me crazy, my daddy called me lazy. I was really going to show him all this time, Pat.
There you go.
'cause you know I ain't no fooling. And Eric Clapton said he didn't need any more dang schooling. He'll just walk the line. Living on Tulsa time. Come on, get down.
Georgia.
Living on Tulsa time. Or
Come on,
Georgia,
Blake.
whatever. And you know we've been through it.
You know the words.
I'm going to set your watch back to it. Living on Tulsa time. Now, you know what's funny about this song is that's really kind of sad, but it's set up tempo. It's about a guy that moves to California and gets his dreams smashed. Not cool. So there he was in Hollywood and wishing he was doing good and talking on a telephone line. And they don't need him in the movies. Nobody sings his songs. I guess he's just wasting everybody's time. And then he got to thinking, well, man, he's really sinking. He really had a flash this time. Well, nobody would be grieving if he just went on back to leaving and went on back to Big Rapids time.
There you go.
Living on Big Rapids time. Come on, get down. Living on Big Rapids time. Well, you know we've all been through it. We're going to have to set our watch back to it and visit Pat at Curry's. Living on Big Rapids time. That's it.
Beautiful.
Hey, a little bit of an impromptu there. Now, you know.
Great. That's the best song you could have picked.
Well, that's a good one.
Yeah, I thought me being sitting next to you, you'd look at me and say, "Don't let the old man in."
Oh, I love that one. That's a good. But what about this one? You were singing it the other day in the gas station. Almost heaven, West Virginia.
Oh yeah.
Blue Ridge Mountains, stranger to the water. Pretty close. Life is old there, older than the trees, rolling down the mountains and blowing like the breeze. Country roads take me home.
Come on.
To the place I belong, West Virginia, a mountain mama, take me home, country road.
Very good.
Now, you know, I'm just
getting me going pumped up here.
I'm telling you, I'm a hack singer, but you know, to your left, you have one of the best singers in Big
I know
Rapids.
we do. I know that's why I was hoping she would gather. Do you have a song to your favorite song? Because I've heard you. I think I was there the grand opening you had, and you got up and I said, "Where'd they get her at?" Wow.
Yeah, that was
Diamond in the rough.
Yeah, that was our
amazing.
Valentine's Day dinner.
Yeah, it was. Yes,
Yeah.
you did a great. And that was your husband playing guitar, or what was he playing?
That was Zach Potter, a
Okay.
local legend. He is
Oh,
in the
that's
band
right, yeah.
Vintage Vibes. They're also on
Right.
Festival of the Arts as well.
And Hand Up Giants with me.
Yeah, that's true.
We have a lot of gifted people here, like you, Paul, and like you, Alicia, and then Blake. You know, I mean, that's why I kind of wanted to incorporate all three of you in here today.
love it.
You know what? Pat's going to need a house band after this.
We got it.
yeah.
We got you covered.
Yeah.
Blake's been
20 pieces. It's going to be an orchestra.
Blake, you've been to Nashville. You met some great artists.
Yes.
Naomi
Oh, yeah.
Judd. Or
Winona.
Winona.
Oh, yeah. One of the favorites.
Yeah,
She's great.
That's your favorite?
My favorite.
Yeah. How did you meet her then? Just real quickly, 30 seconds.
Back, we just kind of, she did a big party, and somehow I got invited, and we ended up going, and we just had a great time.
They're just people, aren't they?
They are just people.
Yeah,
Down
I
to
know
earth.
it.
Down to
Yeah,
earth people.
Yeah. And then, Paul, you've been to Nashville.
Multiple times. Lived
Yeah. You lived there, and I mean, you worked there, right?
there. Sure did.
And then we have you in Big Rapids. I mean, how lucky are we, you know?
You know, it's one of those things where I try to take my life experiences and turn those back to student moments. Big Rapids isn't the most widely known entertainment mecca, right? So we have a music business program here at Ferris State that's going to be celebrating our 30th anniversary next year. We have music business professionals that are all over the United States, and a lot of people don't know about that, right? So for me, working at a major record label like Sony Music and working with artist managers and publishers and being on the road and doing a lot of things, all in the business, I can share those relationships and that I still have today.
Right.
Which I pride myself on. Pat, you know about relationship building and being in a community. That's rather uncommon these days in the music industry to have tight relationships, you know, and hopefully that comes full circle where people start valuing those relationships a little bit more. But I can tell you that, you know, I've learned from some of the best, and, you know, Vince Gill, Grammy Award winner, just one of the most decorated country music artists, songwriters, producers, musicians. He is my mentor. He is my sensei. He's the guy that I look up to in every aspect. He's been very good to me in my career. And, you know, I'm proud to call him a friend, you know, but the thing is, I don't take advantage of that. You know what I mean? It's just, it's one of those things where I can pass on the information and knowledge that I've received through the School of Hard Knocks to our students. So they have a little bit of an easier go about it.
Yeah, Vince Gill, and he's just a person, isn't he?
He is, but you know, one talented person.
No. But I mean, they're people. When I say they're people, they don't think they're any better than you and I do.
No, you know, I'll go back to this memory that I have at Soaring Eagle Casino when I was backstage waiting for the show to start.
Mm-hmm.
And
what show?
It was a Vince Gill concert.
Oh, wow.
And all of a sudden, I hear Bob is here, and I say, "Who's Bob?" It's Bob Aldrich. No, it wasn't Bob. But it was Bob Seger that was coming in. And I watched Bob Seger come in and talk to Vince, and he was as giddy as a schoolboy. You know, it was one of those moments where people still have heroes and still look up to artists. And Vince was cool as a cucumber. Through that whole thing, they did Old Time Rock and Roll as a closer of their set. And Bob came off the stage when we were back there, and he said, "I just sang with Vince Gill." He was so excited. And Vince came back, and he's like, "I just got to sing with Bob Seger." You know, it was great to see that human moment with them. Yeah. But I'll tell you, as a humanitarian, Vince has always been amazing. And that's one of the things that I respect about him the most, is that he gives back. He loves music. He loves his family. And he's just salt of the earth, you know.
Now, when you're alone, do you play music all the time?
I do.
Yeah, all the time. Yeah. I do too. The minute I get up in the morning, it's funny you brought up Vince Gill, because I play Go Sing High on the Mountain.
Oh, Go Rest High on the Mountain.
Yeah, Rest High. Yeah, you know it better than I. But that's a beautiful song.
He wrote that about his brother.
For his brother.
Yeah.
Was his brother addicted to something, or just mentally?
No, just had some health challenges later on.
Yeah.
And, you know, and Vince is a real sensitive guy. And
you've seen that when he's saying it.
He feels everything. He's definitely an empath. But, you know, I think what that song has become is the song to play at a passing, you know, at a funeral or whatever. It's just pretty amazing. Pretty amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's touching. Yeah, we got a lot of great songs out there, don't we? What's your favorite, Alicia? What's your?
I'm pretty partial to the female got country artists, Dolly, Nancy Sinatra, all those, Tammy Wynette. I've got a real big place in my heart for those ladies and the path that they carved for everyone else after them.
Well, you know what's nice about this morning, Bob? They can sing in here where we can't. I love music, and I love playing music. But since we put this on a live stream, whatever they call it, I can't play.
Yeah, no, we have licensing issues, and the record companies don't want us to do that.
But with Trump in there, I think that's going to change. I wrote a letter to him about that. I'll see if it does any good. I don't know.
I think you have a speed dial, don't you? You have a speed dial.
Talk about your Valentine's Day dinner and the comedy show coming up at Peaks down there, south of Big Rapids. If anybody wants to know where it's at, it's just past 12 Mile, actually between 12 and 11 Mile Road on the west side of the road. It used to be CK's place for many, many years. And then the Hunties went ahead and bought it, and man, they transformed it into the Go place. Go ahead.
Yeah. So my name is Alicia Pilbeam, and I'm from the Peaks. And today I wanted to talk about our Valentine's Day dinner. It is coming up on February 14th. It's going to be at 7 p.m. And it is going to be a Cajun-inspired menu. We're going to have ribeye steaks, shrimp etouffee, which is a Cajun rice dish. It's really yummy, very decadent. And then we're going to have crab dip as an appetizer, and a couple other Cajun-inspired dishes, as well as a whole dessert bar. And that is $50 a person, and it's all you can eat. And I don't believe any other place is offering that in town. So we would love to have you come down. And we're also having live music as well. So it's a dinner and a show. We're having Stanley and Quiggle, which I believe are some of Paul's students as well.
Yeah,
and they do an amazing job. Just very romantic, and will definitely set the mood for the evening. Yeah.
And you're a beautiful singer, but you're quite the cook too, eh?
Yeah, I dabble. I definitely dabble. Yes, sir.
Wow, yeah, it's amazing. He got 2 in 1 there, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
There's only 56 seats available, so it is limited. So if you want to go to that dinner, I would definitely get your tickets now. And then we have our monthly comedy show coming up as well. It is on February 20th, and doors open at 6:30. The show starts at 7:30. And this month we have somebody coming from Louisville, Kentucky. He's a touring comedian. His name is Dan Alton, and he is just a straight goofball. And I really am excited to see him. So he'll have an opener, and then we'll also have a few amateur comedians from our local area be performing as well. And those tickets are $15, and you can get both of those tickets on our website or our social media pages, or just give me a call at the Peaks, and I'll be more than happy to help you out.
Just shoot the phone number out there after I ask you this. So to get tickets, go online at peaks.com?
Yep, for the comedy show, you can just show up the day of, but we do recommend that you get your tickets ahead of time, just in case it sells out.
But online, you can go the Peaks, is it .com?
thepeaksbr.com.
Okay. And then get your tickets for the Valentine's. Yeah, you guys, it's beautiful down there. I'm so grateful that you paved the lot that was needed for a lot of years, and you guys are doing a great job down there. So the comedy show, that's something you're going to do every month?
Yes, absolutely. It's been a big hit, and it's something that's very needed in town, I think, and it really brings a lot of different people together, and it gives a different perspective from different people, and I think getting everyone in the same room laughing together is very healing, and I just think it's one of the best things that you can do as a community.
We got a call in right now.
Yeah, let's
Bob.
put him on the air.
Is it a first-time caller, long-time listener, or a short-time listener?
Hold on, I got to say this. You're on the air.
He's a fantastic stand-up comedian.
So don't say anything out of the... Well, go ahead, say anything you want. Go ahead, caller. I'm Bob Aldrich's.
Comedian too. She has this great bit about emotional support animals being out of control. You should ask her about it.
What's that? I just put my earmuffs on.
I said Alicia is a fantastic stand-up comedian also. You should ask her about how she thinks about emotional support animals being out of control these days.
Hey, there you go. The question's yours, Alicia.
Okay, well...
And Alicia, you should bring back some more amateur comedians. I heard you had a couple good local guys in there at one point.
Yeah, we will have some local amateurs this month.
You know who this is yet?
Kyle?
Yeah,
okay.
What's up?
So Kyle,
we can't get him off our air. He's on every day. And,
yeah, he did a set with me that same night, and did a fantastic job too. We hope to have him back maybe in March. Yeah, let's get together and we'll talk about it. But yeah.
You guys sound fantastic though, and love what you're doing. And Pat, you're awesome as always, and Bob, love you.
Oh,
well, thank you,
Kyle. Thanks.
Kind words. Better.
Right. Yep, adios.
See you in a bit. Yep, bye.
You guys have a fan.
Yeah.
Well, he's our midday guy.
Yeah.
So
Kyle, he's a good guy. I love his music in the afternoons. If you don't listen to it, you ought to try it. 103.9 WBZX every afternoon. The Kyle Show.
Actually, he's on from 10 to 2.
Well, whatever.
Yeah. We have people on all day.
Yeah. So anyway, you guys are doing a lot. Blake, you ever think about going down there to the Peaks?
No, I haven't yet. We just decided to go out and basically do a full-fledged tour. We've got about 15 dates lined up right now that we're getting ready to announce. And Megan Knopf and I, it's going to be a good time.
Thank you.
What, mine?
Yeah, it's pretty hot.
Yeah, it should be working now.
You can bring it up a little bit. Bring it up.
Hallelujah.
Oh, there you go.
No, that's you? Is that you?
Yeah, it was me. Well, you got to bring that up.
Mine's not plugged in. Well, we can't afford a studio guy to come in and do all this. And we don't even have a powder puff person in here to do our facial work since we're on FaceTime.
I got a face made for radio.
Showing my pimples. I can't hear a word you guys say. Anyway, now I can. Blake,
yes.
So this Saturday night, you got a big gig going.
Yes, we are almost sold out.
Almost really?
Sold out.
So we're putting the push on to be sold out.
Putting it on. We got about 20 tickets left.
And those are all in the bathroom or in the kitchen?
I do want to clear this up because the name of the tour is Standing Room Only. But we haven't gotten to standing room yet.
Not yet.
So we have 20 tickets seated left, and then we'll have some.
You know what you want to do then? just get these big mirrors, put them on the wall, and say, "Wow, is there a lot of people here? You and them. Wow, look at the people in here. Jeez."
So yeah, that's
Saturday night, the Eagles.
Yeah,
What time?
7:30.
7:30. Be there. I'll
Megan
be there.
Knopf.
I'll be there. You and Megan Knopf, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
It's going to be a great time.
Well, you guys have to talk to Alicia about getting down there. We always like hometown people, and I do it every day at the gas station. We have a Comedy Central.
Of course.
We had one there this morning. Randy Vetter's in there. I tell you what, I'd never pay him, but and we'd have to blank out a lot of things that he says. But he sure makes us laugh. Yeah, so maybe we'll have him there Saturday night too. Maybe he could be your finished man to come in.
There you go.
Yeah.
I just think it's great, Pat, that comedy is becoming more of a staple in this industry here in Mecosta County.
Yeah.
You know, we got to do a lot of different things to provide some entertainment to people, and music is just one part of it, right?
Yeah. Well, we don't have enough of that either, though.
No,
if you think about it.
We don't. But the Sawmill has been a wonderful place to
Yes,
support
it has.
that.
Yeah.
For Festival of the Arts, I mean, my band, Hand of Giants, that I'm so honored to be in, we're playing there March 1st. It's an all-acoustic set, which is really kind of neat for the first time that we've done this. Chris Jane, local musician, is going to be playing with us. There's a fiddle and mandolin utility player named Bud that's going to be with us as well. So what's really cool is that you get to hear some original music done in a different way that's not so loud that it blows people out the door. But the nice thing is that the Festival of the Arts has really tried to bring in a lot of different entertainment and a lot of different things like charcuterie boards. You know, back in my day, that was a TV tray with some cheese and chips and crackers on it. You know what I mean? But now this has been elevated to a science, right, of the different appropriate meats and cheeses and things that you have to bring out. But who knew about charcuterie boards other than Alicia, probably, because she's so hip. But, you know, it's just one of those things where the Festival of the Arts is bringing a lot of this entertainment in. So comedy is a big part of the arts. And Blake, it's great that you're doing that at the Eagles, and Alicia at the Peaks as well.
I'm so happy to have met you.
Well, you know,
for sure.
Serendipitous.
Well, getting to Festival of Arts, prior to Festival of Arts, we had nothing, right?
Yeah.
Who invented that? Who brought that idea?
Well,
to
Ed
us?
Millette, you know,
Right.
and Jarena Keys.
How many years now?
Oh, my gosh. I can't even tell
20?
you how long.
Maybe 20 years.
I don't want to date Ed because he's just a spring chicken.
No, he's not. But we should add him here today too. But we don't have enough room. Bob would have to move out, and that would have PO'd Bob. Hey, we're at top.
That's all right.
Are we at top of the hour yet? We don't want to miss that.
See,
top
I
of the
can
hour.
never get a word in edgewise on this show. So that's why I just shut up.
But Ed's done a great job, and I think that everybody in town. But it's pretty hard financially, so you're always looking for financial help, aren't you?
Well, yeah, and sponsors like you. I mean, one of the things that we just did the other day, and thanks for your suggestion about this, is to put it in the Pioneer. We took out a full-page ad. It almost cost $1,000 to do that, but we're willing to take that hit for Festival of the Arts to promote this opportunity for all the people around the area to come out to these events. You know, making memories with mushrooms or whatever it was called last night.
Making room for mushrooms.
Making room for mushrooms or memories.
We made some memories
You did
for
make
sure.
some memories, right?
Well, Penny and I went to something down to the Peaks. Ed had a thing there, didn't he, one night? A fundraiser or something at the Peaks? Or was that before the Peaks? Maybe CK had it at that time. But that was a lot of fun. They had a band there that night, a Festival of Arts. It was a fundraiser. I remember Fred Gunther was there and all the Festival of Arts people.
I think one of the things that we've really tried to do is to bring in the community into this, but also tie in the university. So the university is a major sponsor. I would have to say almost 75% of our total budget is brought to them by the university. That's a huge supporter for Ferris. So shout out to Ferris State University, Bill Pink, and the whole crew there.
Yeah.
But the nice thing is, again, they're supporting students. So we're doing something at the back room at Toppings where there's a coffee shop back there, and our students are going to be performing as well. So you get to see some of the music business students out there doing their thing, and Owen Stanley is one of them as well. And you mentioned Owen, Alicia, that he'll be performing at the Peaks as well for your Valentine's Day event. Fantastic. But I also think that these are the youth that are going to be leading our organizations in the future. And Owen is a great professional young man. Tyler Jones is another one that's that we were mentioning earlier before being on the air. I took 4 of these students on a rock and roll cruise a week and a half ago and selling merchandise on a ship, a floating music festival, Pat, if you can believe it.
Yeah.
We take over a whole Carnival cruise, 3,600 people from all over the place. And we sold merchandise on this ship and made a lot of money, but had a lot of fun at the same time. But Ferris has always been providing opportunities for people, especially in our program. You know, when I look at Jeremiah, Alicia's husband, he's done a lot of things in the music business as well. This area is rich with people that have connections. And the nice thing is we all sort of gravitate together. We all kind of find each other, even though we don't really look for each other. It's really weird. But
it's very rich.
Yes.
Not a ton, but who is here, they're very talented and very knowledgeable.
The sad thing about this, some of the most beautiful voices that ever came out of Big Rapids never went any further. Does it take an agent to get that? Because everybody, like, you have a pretty good voice.
Oh, jeez.
At 1 to 10, I would grade you
a -2.
Anyway, Blake, moving on to you. No, you have a beautiful voice. So do you. Y'all do. But how does a person break through? Because everybody wants to dream to be a Blake Sheldon.
Last night I was watching The Voice, and there was a young female from Newego on there. Great job. She was on last year, tried out, didn't make it. They encouraged her to come back. She came back, blew it out the door. So for her open audition, I thought that was really kind of cool. So right now, anytime social media is involved, anytime video exposure is involved, that's really where people are being located and found for talent these days. 100 years ago, when it used to be, somebody was good, and that actually made them valuable to the music industry. Now it's impressions and everything else. But what comes down to it, Pat, is how do you move people? And if you're a good performer, a good singer, and you have a stage presence, there's always going to be room for those artists. Right. You might not be a millionaire, right? But if you can make enough money to survive and do the things that you love, and like my dad said, if you do a job you like or love, you'll never work a day in your life.
No, that's right. Bob, go to the top of the hour. You don't mind?
WBZX Big Rapids at 9:00.
Anything else, Bob?
We can take care of our sponsors.
Yep, we could do that. Yeah, now I can go with
We'll take a break.
Anybody want water?
More of Curries Corner here on B1039.
Water?
I'm Seth Wenger from Wenger Insurance. For more than 100 years, we've been providing professional service and competitive insurance to West Michigan. Come visit us on Perry Street in Big Rapids or give us a call at 796-0778. We're here for you now, and we'll be here when you need us most. 796-0778.
Where do you go for Michigan's #1 concealed pistol license course? The same place thousands of Michigan residents have over the past 15 years, the Barrington Firearms Training Center. The BFTC conducts state-certified CPL courses right here locally inside the Barrington Conservation Club at 3444 18 Mile Road in Barrington. For just $99, all you need to bring us is your Michigan ID to these all-inclusive one-day CPL courses, which include the use of firearms, ammo, eye and ear protection, coffee and donuts in the morning, and lunch at noon. That's right, just $99 gets you everything needed to take the police department instructed course that includes the training necessary to safely load, unload, handle, and store your firearm. Students will also be trained on when it is legal to defend themselves with a firearm under Michigan's Stand Your Ground law and Castle Doctrine. Call 231-250-7257 or go online at michigancpltraining.com to register for one of their upcoming $99 all-inclusive CPL courses. Get armed, get trained at the Barrington Firearms Training Center.
Pennzoil in Big Rapids is your quick-stop shop for oil changes and so much more. With certified techs and 35 years experience, they'll have you in and out in a flash, and a free car wash with every service. And don't forget about tires. As quickly as the seasons change in Michigan, it's easy to lose your grip. Luckily, Pennzoil in Big Rapids has the tires you need to dominate all seasons in Michigan. Big tires, fast tires, grippy tires, sleek tires. Go see Zach Wells at Big Rapids Pennzoil today. He'll get you back on the road and ready to roll. That's Big Rapids Pennzoil, located at 710 North State Street, or give them a call at 231-796-4730.
Gilbert's Carpets Plus, color time. Stop and shop with us for a while.
This is Amy.
And this is Corinne
from Gilbert's Carpets Plus Color Tile. Upgrade your windows and save on energy costs at Gilbert's Carpets Plus. We have an offer you won't want to miss. From now to January 31st, get your first 3 windows installed free with any purchase of Draper, Hunter Douglas, or Graber custom shades.
Whether you're looking for energy-efficient designs or simply a stylish upgrade, our custom shades will help you save on heating and cooling costs all year long. And with our expert installation, your new windows will fit perfectly and look amazing.
Don't wait. This special offer ends January 31st. Visit Gilbert's Carpets Plus at 14150 Northland Drive in Big Rapids or call 231-796-2700 to get started today and get your first 3 windows installed free.
Gilbert's Carpets Plus, where beauty, comfort, and savings come together.
Gilbert's Carpets Plus, color time. Stop and shop with us for a while. Gilbert's is there for you.
A trusted landscape design starts with the right team, and the right team to discuss what can be is Michigan Landscape and Excavate. This team is led by Michigan lifer Jeff Garrett. Jeff has assembled a team that knows that high customer satisfaction is why they stay in business. He requires his team to be the most professional service you've ever worked with for both residential and commercial accounts. Grading and land sculpting, trenching, excavating, septic systems, bulldozing, retaining walls, hydro seeding, seasonal cleanup, one-offs. They're a full-service landscape and excavation contractor. Michigan Landscape and Excavate create complete landscape solutions to be uniquely personal. As they say, now that's magazine-worthy. They're committed to excellence. Text or call 231-349-4667 or email michigan.landscape.excavate@gmail.com.
Hi, this is Pat Curry. When I think of drywall, there's only one guy in town that I think of, and that's Dale at 231-679-0475. If you want a great job done in your house, whatever you need, drywalling, call Dale. Dale and Frank will do a great job for you. Great pair of Americans. DW2 Drywall. Give them a call at 231-679-0475. Remember, DW2 Drywall. We're back,
right,
Bob. We're back. Hey, Bob, we're having a good show this morning, aren't we?
Big expansion plans for this show. We're going to be taking it to the Williams Auditorium, so we get 1,600 people in there.
Oh, we could.
Yeah.
We got Paul Quant here, right? We got Paul Quant. I called him Claire earlier.
That's okay.
And people are saying, why'd you call him Claire? Well, that's because his dad is very famous throughout the area on landscaping needs. He did it for Ferris for many, many years. I think he's the one that did the design for Ferris just west or east of the Shell station as you come into Big Rapids on Perry Street. It's beautiful up there. The flowers are always gorgeous in the springtime. You'd think you're in Louisville, Kentucky when you come into Ferris State in the spring. It's just beautiful there. But anyway, Paul Quant, and then we have Alicia Philbeam, right?
Yes. Pilbeam, yes. Mm-hmm.
Pilbeam. From the Peaks, south of town there, Tyler Hunting Company. We were very grateful that he bought that. I was wondering who was going to buy it, and we couldn't ask for a better owner. And then he gets a great gal to run it. She, beautiful singer, but she's even more importantly to your tummy because she's a great cook. And then we have my good friend, way beyond his years, the comedian Blake Donnelly. Newell Donnelly was a prominent lawyer here in town for many, many years. Wasn't much of a songwriter, wasn't much of a singer, wasn't even a comedian. But how the blood came down, and then finally it came out into Blake. So what a tribute you are to your great, great grandfather.
I hope we're making him proud.
Oh, I'm sure you are, yeah. But anyway, we're going to play a song real quick because you know what? This next hour is going to go fast. I want to play this song. Claire's got one picked out for us. Alicia's going to sing it.
Well, Paul's going to choose one for you there, Pat. Again, Claire and my papa.
Oh, my Lord. Did I say it again? Yeah, well,
But,
Altar Care's next.
You know, it's okay.
I hope I get the window on the west side.
Yeah, you got it. So, keeping right up with that 70s theme.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. Paul Simon?
Nope.
Paul Quant?
Nope.
I love that.
Jolene, 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 Jolene. I'm begging of you, please don't take my man. Jolene, 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 Jolene. Please don't take him just because you can. Your beauty is beyond compare, with flaming locks of auburn hair, with ivory skin and the eyes of emerald green.
like a breath of spring. Your voice is soft like summer rain, and I cannot compete with you, Jolene. Jolene, 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 Jolene. I'm begging of you, please don't take my man. Jolene, 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 Jolene. Please don't take him just because you can.
Hey, a little bit of that.
Beautiful, yeah, that's gorgeous.
Now, you know,
yeah,
Alicia
beautiful.
was walking in here this morning with some really, really cool boots.
Right.
And I just had this thought that we could do something maybe a little different.
Right.
Are you ready?
Yep.
Come on.
Oh, boots are walking. Oh, yeah. Nancy Sinatra.
You keep saying you've got something for me.
I do.
Something you call love, but confess.
Oh, you're right.
You've been messing where you shouldn't have been messing.
I have.
Now someone else is getting all your best.
Oh, yeah.
These boots are made for walking, and that's just what they'll do.
Blake.
One of these days, these boots are gonna
Walk all over you. Hit it, Blake.
No.
Great.
Hey.
That's a good one. Yeah, boy.
Well, we can come up with some really good songs.
You are, yeah.
Get
You're
you
very
going this
creative.
morning.
No wonder why your mind's good in music. You and just do a great job, doesn't he, Blake?
Yes, very good.
Well, you know, it'd been around for a while, and when I grew up here, you know, music was a lot of great musicians that came around from Big Rapids. You know, you got the Craig
Yeah.
brothers that have been out
Yeah.
there doing things for so long. You know, you got Jim Levesque that was around playing music. You know, the Sawmill was a
That's
great place
right.
for me to
Oh,
start
yeah.
learning, and
Yeah.
Jim was actually the guy that gave me the courage. You know, I guess when a Marine tells you to play guitar, you do it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
He's the first guy that got me on stage at the Sawmill to actually play. And I got to give big props to him for, you know, putting me up there, because it's hard to get up on stage, and Blake, for comedians as well, right?
Oh, very much so.
When you're putting yourself out there, rejection is part of the music industry, right? I think it's probably even harder for a comedian, because if a joke doesn't land, you have nothing else as your backup, right? You just have to move on to the next one.
Right.
So, you know, I'm kind of curious, Blake, about your comedy upbringing, if you will, and maybe you can share a little bit about that.
Sure. Well, nobody in my family's in show business.
Oh, man.
None. My great grandma, Newell's wife, she played piano and sang, but that was about, you know, as musically inclined or show business inclined as it got. So yeah, music and laughter, I guess, have been kind of my escape from things and growing up. And so music was always very important to me. I started playing piano when I was really, really little. Shout out to Erica Hoogerhide if she's listening. She's the one that got me started on the piano, and then during COVID I took up guitar. And so I've always loved music, and then I've always loved making people laugh. You know, if there's like, you know, it's just something unifying, you know, where you can get a room of 300, 400, 500 people together, and nobody's arguing, nobody's fighting, we're all laughing about, you know, something.
Yeah.
You know, and it kind of makes the world go away for a little while.
And so what kind of world did you have that you saw yourself wanting to do this? What it was when, maybe it can help some young kid out there that might listen to this in a couple of years if they ever bring it out of the archives. What was it? What kind of kid were you that you thought you know, I want to make somebody laugh instead of...
Well, you know, I saw how laughter helped me when I was going through stuff. And so...
What stuff were you going through?
Let's not talk about it. That's a long story.
No, I don't want to listen to it then. Go ahead.
But it's you know, I saw what it did for me, and then I started to, you know, kind of crack little jokes here and there, and then it kind of grew into this, I was always on doing a show wherever I was. And so then, I thought, well, why not put this, why not try to capitalize on it? The American dream. We talk about that a lot out here, Pat.
Yeah.
And so then, then it just turned into hard work, and then it turned to business, on how you market it, how you get it out there, how you brand it. Because really, you're building your brand.
Correct.
Yeah.
With these musicians and comedians, you know it for sure.
Yeah.
You're branding yourself. You are your brand. So you have to, you have to be real careful on how you build that. But once you get it going, and it's got momentum, then it works out pretty well. I'm a testament to that. For sure.
Probably we've had Roger Dangerfield comes to mind, but we've had some great entertainers over the years. Robin Williams.
Yeah.
What a loss that was, had anybody known, but he kept it inside of himself, but yet he was such a gift to humans. I mean, that man go on Johnny Carson when he was 20 years old, and Mork and Mendy, early 20s, and then to do what he did, the shows that he did, nobody had any idea what was really going through his mind. But you're right. Laughter takes you away from all the bad elements, if there is any.
It does.
But that's what I mean, like with what's going on in the community, what's going on in the world right now with Trump being our new president. You hate him, you love him, you don't want him, whatever. Really, what's it all about? Well, it's about if you can make yourself laugh.
See, there's
a lot more important
things. Here's what it was for me, and this is kind of like the driving force that really kind of made me want to make this into a tour. I met a lady probably a month ago, right around New Year's. And she came up to me, and I had no idea who she was. I had never met her in my life. I didn't know her name. And she came up to me, and she said, I know who you are. You're Blake. And she goes, you're doing, your tour, and, we're praying over you for that. But, I just want to thank you because you've helped so much. You don't know who you're impacting. And that's why, parents always say, well, always be on your best behavior. Well, it's true, because you never know who you're touching.
Right.
And you may never know the amount of people that, you help out. But just one person, coming to me and saying, hey, thank you for helping me, get through what I was going through.
Right.
Why not? Why not do it?
Well, my daughter-in-law, Amanda, said something about you the other day when I brought your name up. She goes, I'll always remember him as a caring person at the 4-H, down at the barns at the 4-H. He was always willing to help younger kids out.
Yes.
And we're going to miss that next year because he's not going to be there. I said, really? She goes, yeah. I said, that's the nicest compliment a person could ever hear about someone else.
Well, and that's kind of why I am who I am, and I don't apologize for it. Some people think I'm too, out there, always trying to put on a show. It's really not. It's, going back to fair, I was the president of the junior fair board for a while. And, the whole idea of fair is to kind of create, up and coming people, and also have respect for the people above you. And, I would go down to the barns and I'd see these little kids, that are really just struggling and they're frustrated, and there's probably 30 other kids, around there that could have walked up, but someone has to do it first, and right. Then all of a sudden we had 4 or 5 people start helping the little kids,
Mm-hmm.
and so it spreads, and that's the goal, My goal in life is not to become a millionaire. It's not to do this.
Well, you already are.
Well, it's not. I'm saying, like,
I'm just teasing.
My
folks.
goal is not to material things.
Right. No,
my
it's not.
goal
You can see
is
that.
I want to help people.
Right.
And this tour is one way to help people. And in the spirit of helping people, I don't know if we've already announced it or not. I think Megan may have. We are donating all of the proceeds from this first show to Angels of Action.
Nice. Give it up. What a great organization, feeding
yes.
kids.
Yeah.
We, during the Christmas season, we got some numbers, and I'm not going to quote the numbers.
It's staggering, isn't
from
it?
them. I think it was somewhere north of 14,000 meals that they had given away to children.
Yeah.
Kim Easler's
in our area.
The whole organization is class.
And, that really touched me. And so all of the proceeds from this first show will be donated to Angels of Action.
After expenses.
Yes. After we cover our expenses.
Right,
Like
you can't
the
do
profits,
Right.
after which will still be a nice chunk.
Yeah, 3% or so. Learn from the other ones out there, like, I won't mention names, but charity organizations where 3% actually does go help.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But anyway, it's Saturday night, 7:30 at the Eagles. And you're almost sold out.
7:30. I think we've got like 20 tickets left.
I'll come and stand up for you so you can call it stand up.
Well, thank you.
I've seen you on the mic, Pat.
Stand
at
up.
wedding receptions. You're pretty good.
Well, you're my MC, aren't you, Pat?
I'll be your MC that night. Yeah, I'll start it off for you. Yeah. All right. It should be a lot of fun, though.
It's going to be a blast. Yeah. Megan and I have had many meetings, where we sit down and we.
Are you going to sing?
We might.
I hope so. I hope
a little
you
surprise in there
sing
for
kind
you,
of
Pat.
song. Yeah. Tiptoe Through the Tulips. That'd be a good one to start it off. Tiny Tim. Yeah.
But so doors open at 6, which might seem kind of early, but I know the people around here, and there's an open bar. So.
Is there gonna be food?
There won't be food.
Chips.
But I think the Eagles is doing a steak dinner before.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, that'd be good.
So in the back there, and then the entertainment hall is where we're doing the big show. And so they'll be doing the steak dinner, and then doors open at 6 with open bar and refreshments, and it's a clean show. It's a family show.
Oh, okay.
We've made sure of that.
So I can bring my wife.
Yes.
Okay. I didn't know if it was a stag deal or not. But, I've been doing a little entertaining myself. My good friend Marv Snavely just passed away here a week or so ago, and he was just a terrific human being. He worked for my dad, one of his first employees in the 50s. And so throughout the years, we come and go as you go with a lot of people. And then at the end, we got back together quite a bit there. I was down to Brooks to see him. Tried to make it every day. And then I would go into the kitchen, and a lot of the older ladies would be in there the night that I knew. And I'm amazed, the Brook is a beautiful place to go and retire in your later years. I hope to make it that long. My Lord, are they old? I said, my God, you've gotten old on me. But anyway, it was a lot of fun down there talking to those people. But the whole thing I'm trying to say, Blake, is you ought to go down there because they have a cafeteria. And they have probably, I'm just going to throw out 30, 40 people in there eating lunch. What a gift you would be to them someday if you went down there and I could introduce you, because I'd want to be part of the show.
Yeah.
And we could entertain them a little bit. Or Paul, I know you probably go to there, don't you?
I've not been there, but
they would really enjoy it because they have a nice library there. They have a salon there. They have everything but a bar. They don't have Zot's bar there, but they have no entertainment.
Yeah.
But they have everything else, all the amenities there that you'd want. But once a month or whatever, maybe it'd be kind of cool if you would run down there.
And, I'd be more than happy to do that because my great-grandmother went into an assisted living, and we would go and see her all the time. But you would be amazed at how many people sort of get forgotten.
Right.
And so we'll have to work that out.
Yeah, I mean, Helen Gingrich comes right up to me, and I'm glad she's alive. I didn't know she was still alive. And she goes, hi, Pat. Joyce Emmons is down there. Keith Hahn's down there. I mean, Jim and his wife, Toogood, are down there. There's a lot of community members that would really enjoy that, some kind of entertainment.
For sure.
Because right now they're entertaining themselves. And believe me, you ask my wife, we don't entertain ourselves anymore. It's just like, what is there left in life? Been married 40-some years. We need a little, and that's why we're going Saturday night. Hopefully, we'll get a laugh, and her and I'll hold hands maybe again or something,
Well, you never know.
Yeah, that zest in our lives will come out, Hopefully, you'll bring that out. If you don't, I'll be the first one to boo. Be like John Belushi there and the Blues Brothers.
Yeah.
You got something in the blues? Remember that show?
Yeah.
And they had to put a fence up. They got things thrown at them. They're trying to sing.
Stand by your man.
Yeah.
It will be a night to remember, and that is all I will say. I don't want to spoil any more. Megan and I have really put together quite the show.
Wow, that's
I
great.
say it's a show because not only is it just comedy, but there'll be other things that we throw in there too. So
really?
So buckle up. It's here. We're coming in.
Well, we're going to talk about Megan a little bit. She's a mother of two and a wife to one.
I love her.
And that's a contribution that we love in America's mother to two and a husband to one, or a wife to one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
she comes from good blood.
She's such an amazing person.
She
really
is, yeah. We should add her on here.
We should, I know.
But the trouble with having her on here, and I'm good at interrupting. Pete Kent taught me how to do that. But I'll tell you why we won't have her on here, because we'd be laughing all the time we were sitting here.
The entire time.
Do you know her, Alicia? Do you know Megan?
I'm not sure.
I will tell you this. The first meeting that Megan and I had after I brought her on to be the opener act, we were in Big B. And we were in Big B for 4.5 hours, to the point we saw crew change. Okay.
Really?
And we did nothing but laugh. And, you know, that's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
You know, you're going to see us laugh up there. We're not going to be like those stone cold comedians, you know, where stick to the script. No. It will be a show and a half, and we are so excited and so ready.
Well, Tom Walsh, her dad, and I are very good friends, and he was a very good friend of my dad. And he had that little quick wit to him, too. He had those one-liners.
Oh, yeah.
And, so that's where she's getting that, I believe. But her mother was a great lady, too, don't get me wrong. But I spent a lot of time with Tom, and he'd make you laugh. Got a song, Paul? Hey! Bob, don't look so energetic over there.
I just got a meeting notice that I have to go to at 10, so I have to cut out of here in just a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe not so much of a song. Maybe...
have you ever wrote one?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. A long time ago. You know, it's kind of funny. It's like when you live in a community like Big Rapids, and you're surrounded with really good people, you sort of rise up or you go down. It really just depends on who you hang out with. But in Nashville, I hung out with a lot of songwriters. And it's such an art to write a song, because you're basically pulling words out of your brain. There's nothing. And you create this song that moves people. So the one thing that I'd like to say with comedy and with music, it comes from the heart. And when it does come from the heart, people get moved by that. Right? That's why we talked about songs like Go Rest High in the Mountain. And John Denver, you know, yesterday I had a couple of our students in my office. And I said, you know, there's a John Denver song. And I said, I won't even tell you the title of it, but we'll play it. And started playing it, and one of the students immediately started tearing up. And she said, that's the exact song, Sunshine on My Shoulders.
Oh, yeah.
You know, when you think of those iconic 70s songs, right?
Yeah.
I love the 70s. You know, even though I was barely one in the 70s, I love that music, and it's timeless. Simon and Garfunkel, you know, there was so much heart that went into those lyrics. And, you know, today when you listen to, and I'm not going to try to sound like an old curmudgeon when I say this, but when you listen to a lot of modern music, there's a lot of repetitive lyrics that come in.
Right.
Because the attention span is gone. And the first song that I vividly remember, and this might be a good one for Alicia as well to ask her this question, but the first song that I vividly remember the lyrics to, and it was such an impactful moment for me, was The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald by Gordon Lightfoot. I remember as a little kid riding under, you know, and you can't do this today without getting a seatbelt on, but I was in the passenger side floorboard listening to that song on an old AM radio, and my dad said, this is a true story, and I listened to that song, and that was the one thing that got me. There was just such a desperation and a sadness in that song. He delivered it and wrote it in a way that it moved me. So that was the first song that really got to me. Alicia, I'm kind of curious to see, what song do you remember a lyric really getting to you, maybe when you were younger?
Actually, it's funny. This is going to, like, it's beyond my years, but my mom was going to college at CMU, and we would listen to the radio all the time. And I remember, other than, you know, Britney Spears and Backstreet Boys, which had just hit at that time, two songs that were on all the time were American Pie. And I loved that song. I would sing along. Bye, bye, Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. And I didn't know what a levee was either.
Boys were drinking whiskey and rye, singing, this will be the day that I die.
Yeah. That song, and then Lean On Me by Bill Withers. I love Bill Withers to this day, one of my favorite artists ever. And especially as a little kid, you know, that's like such a great song to like be your number one, you know.
And Bill Withers really came back in some of those movies, the kids' movies, the animated movies. Bill Withers, great artist. So, Pat, what song do you remember vividly, hearing?
We tumble to the ground and then you say, I think we're alone now.
Wow.
The beating of our hearts is the only sound.
Okay.
Yeah, remember that song?
But we're not talking about Tiffany.
No. You know
We're talking
that.
about the original.
Shondells,
Bob
ain't it?
knows what this is
Who
all
was
about.
it? The Shondells?
No, Tommy James and the Shondells.
Tommy
Yeah.
James and the Shondells, yeah.
Played that out in Depue's cow barn every night. Mike and I and Tom would milk cows out there. And I had my favorite cow, but I won't go into her. But anyway, that song was played on WBRN a lot, and we loved that song.
Bob, what about you? I'm putting you on the spot, Bob.
Bobby.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
I don't comment.
Oh, you don't? Well, we ain't got time to waste, Blake.
I just get cut off. So
Mine was "Flies on the Butter" by the Jets.
Sing it. Sing a little verse.
No.
Fly on the butter. Is that the one?
No. It was actually a very heartfelt song that the Judds did. It didn't really make the charts, but if you really listen to the words, it's very
Sure.
touching.
Right.
So, with the family, that is probably the most sacred song that I can think of.
Okay. My favorite band is the Eagles.
Oh, love it.
That and then Boston's a tight second. Then Glenn
Boston.
Campbell.
Oh.
And then
Wichita lineman.
Toby Keith.
Oh, God. Yeah. Well, that's modern. I'm talking about in the 70s.
Right.
So the Eagles, Hotel California.
Yep.
I love that song.
Yep.
And I don't have time to sing it, but there's nobody that sings that worse than me. But anyway, it says how's the ending goes, you can always leave, but you can't. No.
You can check out anytime you want, but you can never leave.
Yeah. Does that mean they're on drugs? What do you think?
I think it's just a lore about a haunted hotel.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
So, yeah, I love that song. No, that's a good song, ain't it?
Is that.
Oh yeah, Fry.
Life
Play
in the
it.
Fast Lane.
Oh, Life in the Fast
That's the
Lane.
trouble with this show. We
That's a great
streamline,
song.
so we can't play those songs. I would love to.
We can't play them off the record. But
Right,
we can
but
play
one
them
of these
live.
days I'm going to have a show where we aren't streamlining. We just do it locally, and we'll play our songs that we love the most. But the Eagles were phenomenal. Connie Hicks and I sat there in Fort Myers Beach one night until 4 a.m. watching the making of the Eagles. Have you ever heard of it?
Mm-mm.
It's quite long, but it shows how they met, where they met, how they came up with the songs they sang. Most time they were stoned, but on stones in the desert singing to each other, and wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, think of a song, and they'd write it down, a little bit of it, and go to sleep, wake up and write.
I have a notepad by the side of my bed, and I leave it there because sometimes in the middle of the night I'll get an idea for a song, or I'll think of a good joke, and that's what I do. I just sit there and I write it down.
The music's about 4 a.m.
But they go to Mexico, and I didn't mean stone, but I meant just sitting next to a stone, they'd be starting to write it right on it.
Well, come full circle. Vince Gill is now a touring member of the Eagles.
Really?
Oh, yeah, for years now.
Whose voice would he have took then?
He took
his own, I guess.
Glenn Fry's voice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Glenn passed away, and Don basically said, Vince is the guy, and he is the guy.
Yeah.
He can step into any role. He played guitar with Alice Cooper, and people were, what? But this guy can play every instrument, and exceptionally well.
What's your favorite band then, Blake?
The Eagles are pretty good. They're up there. The Judds are up there. Reba's a top one of mine.
Yeah.
Love Reba.
How about you, Alicia? What's your favorite band? And what kind of music do you like the best? Do you like country or
I like all
contemporary?
sorts of stuff.
So
You
do
can really throw anything at me, and I'll at
I
least
do
be
too.
nodding my head about it. Yeah, that's a really hard question for me.
I like 103.9 because, Bob, you do play some great music, especially Kyle and the app from 10 to 2.
Yeah, not the morning show. Yeah.
Not the morning. Well, yeah, you do. You play a lot of Alice Cooper, don't you?
Yeah, right.
No, but it's a lot of fun listening to your radio station here, Paul.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have a famous artist? or
I
not
do.
really?
I'm a huge Van Halen fan. If anybody that knows me knows that. I love the Allman Brothers, that 70s vibe. Vince Gill is another one of my big favorites. But a lot of the rock bands out of the 70s, Aerosmith, big ZZ Top fan.
Led Zeppelin.
Led
obviously.
Zeppelin, absolutely. I love singer-songwriters. Just the other day, I was listening to, again, John Denver, and every day I try to challenge myself and listen to something different. John Batiste is a newer artist that's been out for 10 years or so, and he just released this album called Beethoven Blues, and it's all classical music infused with a blues feel, and that's really kind of neat to listen to. So I always try to challenge my brain a little bit by listening to something outside of my normal listening habits.
Are you starting your family on music?
I tried. My daughter's the only one that'll sing.
Okay.
Murphy plays hockey, and that's his thing. Nash is a video game whiz. And the cat whisperer, like this kid can talk to animals like nobody's business. But what's really interesting is that nobody bid onto the music bug. I'll just have to keep teaching other kids.
Festival of Arts. We're going to jump the gun here a little bit.
Let's do it.
Festival of Arts, is that once a week thing now coming up or what?
Yeah, basically it's going to be the whole month of February. So when you're looking at this, and we're going into March. So again, the Hand of Giants show at the Sawmill is going to be a big one. One of the cool things, and Bob might really like this too, when we're talking about immersive audio and the way that the music industry landscape is changing. We have headphones on right now and we're hearing each other communicating. But when you listen to music, you really want an experience that is all in. And so a lot of music from the 70s and the 80s and the 90s and even the 2000s is being remixed into this immersive audio experience where we have multiple speakers around us. And Michael Kreppel, who owns Magic City Studios, is going to be doing an immersive audio demo because he actually works on film projects from California and shows and documentaries. And he's going to show how he incorporates all of these elements into film. And so 15 people are going to be able to see that at the recording studio. So very, very cool when you have...
So this is in the Dolby Atmos.
It's a Dolby Atmos space. It is, Bob. 100% right. So I hope that you're on the list. It's a great one. So that's just another one, again, with our students performing. If you're interested in, Pat, if you want to look at some of these on this calendar right here, we got a lot of ones. Is there anything that interests you in that calendar?
Well, let's see. We just go ahead, Blake. What else? Saturday night, you can talk while I'm reading this.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm supposed to fill in here, I guess.
Yeah, you're filling.
All right.
See how good you really are.
Vamp, yeah.
Yeah, Saturday night, 7:30, 20 tickets left. Come on out. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be an experience. Maybe we'll name that the tour name, the Blake Donnelly Experience.
Ooh, it's got a ring to it.
But, it'll be a lot of fun. A lot of surprises in there that a lot of people probably aren't expecting. So, yeah, it's been a lot of fun getting ready for it. We've got the bus all set. All my clothes are in the back. We're ready to go. It's going to be interesting.
Alicia.
He struck me as a very spiffy dresser.
Yes.
Yes.
Even just casual today.
Oh,
It was
just
very, very
you wait
sharp.
for the show. We got some fun stuff coming.
I love the guy. First time I saw him was at the fair. I didn't know who he was, and I thought, he just his presence. You could tell he's just a little special fellow there, And I thought I'm going to buy his little pig. You couldn't even come close to buying it. No, he had somebody out there in the audience that wanted that pig, which I thought, wow, he did his homework. Because these kids that go in there only get $1 a pound, they're not doing their homework.
No.
But these kids that get $6-7 a pound, they're out there doing their homework.
Again, that's your marketing thing,
Yep, making that relationship. And talking about relationships, the Peaks has done a great job in Big Rapids. You guys have done a great job marketing the Peaks.
That's right.
I think you undertook something I thought that was going to be a struggle because Big Rapids is funny that way. People have already got their agenda for the week, and either they go to Schuberg's on every Friday night, or they go to Schuberg every Thursday night, or they go to Zot's every Thursday night. We're them kind of cows out there, we just follow into the barn.
The routine.
So now you have
We're
the
hoping
Peaks.
to be part of that
That's
routine.
Well, you're
Maybe
doing it.
shake
You
it up
are.
a little
You
bit,
are.
you know?
You're doing that, and I really commend you for that. And I tell you, like I said before, Tyler's one of my heroes in this community because we need young people to take over the Charlie Fairman and we take over the John Wright and all these guys that built this community. And now we got Tyler Huntley putting a lot of resources and making it happen.
Yeah.
So the Peaks, I hope you get out there and support that. Like I say, they're having a Valentine's Day dinner on Valentine's night. Is that on a Thursday night? It always is, isn't
It's
it?
Friday.
It's always on a Friday, Valentine's?
No, it's on the 14th.
14th of
Yeah.
February? Yeah, it's always on the 14th, isn't it? Wonder how they picked the 14th. Does anybody know? I think it was. I'll take credit for it then. I just thought years ago I had a girlfriend.
St. Valentine, but I don't know about the date. Yeah.
So it's on a Friday night.
Yes, sir.
And it starts at what time?
7 p.m.
But you can get there early. What time's the doors open? 6?
6, yes.
And then do you have liquor?
Yes, we do. We have our liquor license, and that's one of the things that has made us able to host our own events. You know, just last night I had somebody tell me, you know, oh, I didn't know that you hosted public events. I thought it was just, you know, privately rented. So that's really cool to know. And I was like, yeah, well, we want to. This is a gift that was given to us, and so we're trying to give it back to you by providing something to do. You know?
Yeah. Word of mouth is the best advertisement. Really, it isn't Facebook. You know, I always like to share things that are going to be positive in the town, so surely we'll be sharing that. But that's a stigma that if a business is a body shop, then all of a sudden you want to put a mechanic shop in there, it isn't going to work. Or vice versa, it's not going to work. But the Peaks has got that. You've held up on your own. You're showing you that you're very professional in the way you're doing things. So Valentine's on Valentine's night. Let's get the Valentine's Day dinner at the Peaks, and then the comedy show is coming up. When then again, once a month you're going to do this?
Yep, it's usually every third Thursday. This month is February 20th, and next month is going to be the 27th. We already had something booked that day, but yeah, it's going to be once a month, usually every third Thursday of the month. And
come as you are?
Yep, absolutely.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah, Blake, you can go to that and show up and say, hey, Saturday Night Live.
My
live
sparkly jacket. The first time Pat was talking about, I had a blue blazer, and everybody kind of looked at me like, what is this kid doing? Because everybody else is wearing, the button-up flames.
Right.
And,
you stood out. That was good. I loved it, man. You went out there.
Rhinestones all the way up the sleeve.
Yeah.
I walked out, and people's faces were just like, who is this?
Oh, it was good, Paul. Bob, you're not smiling. You okay? You got gas?
I hope not. He's right next to me.
Oh, that's true, yeah. Well, anyway, I just want to make sure he's okay. A lot of times I got to look over there and give him a nitro pill to get him going. But today, okay, you're shaking your head good.
Let's just put it this way. I'm the teller to your pen. So
you are the man of the hour. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
but anyway, that's great.
Hour.
We got you guys in Festival of Arts is, like I say, getting bigger and bigger every year. And thanks to people like you, Paul, that got involved with it. What made you think to get involved with it? Because you got a full schedule, being a dad, a husband,
professor. It's like I teach and I try to teach.
Right.
Musician, hockey coach. Do a lot of things. But one of the things that's important to me is just making sure that some type of entertainment is in this community that is accessible to multiple ages. We do things for younger folks. We do things for those who are advanced aged. There's opportunities out there for you. I believe there was a harmonica club that was maybe yesterday or maybe it was today. I can't remember off the top of my head with the schedule, but there's so many different things that are out there for people to get involved with. And it's typically free or low cost. So if you're looking for something to do, the Festival of the Arts is great. Ed Millette, I got to give it up for Ed. A lot of people like to jab at him a little bit, and get his goat. But great guy, and he has done a lot for this community with Festival of the Arts and Tuba Bach, and I think that it just takes those type of people. You got Karen Minoski, who is just a great person. Ark Romine's daughter, Karen. Great individuals that volunteer their time, and having the support from the mayor of the city is a big deal. Fred's a good guy, and it's a special community, and that's one thing to say about Big Rapids is sometimes, we might not support live music as much as other communities do that are bigger, but other times the community does show up, and I really think that to get behind the Festival of the Arts as a community would be something that we would all be very proud of. Last night with the making, what was it again, Alicia? It wasn't Making Memories with Mushrooms. It was
Making Room for Mushrooms.
Making Room for Mushrooms.
Yeah. A bit of a tongue twister, honestly.
I don't know why I keep saying Making Memories with Mushrooms. Maybe it sounds like a Hallmark movie or something.
Yeah,
but we had over 40 people there.
Where was that at?
That was at the Peaks, Alicia. And
it's right here.
hosted
Yeah,
that.
Make Room.
So, for me, I introduced, Chef Jeremy. I think it was Jeremy.
Dylan,
thank you so much, Alicia. See, what would I do without you? Chef Dylan, to do that. And this is a guy that spent time in New York City as a chef,
wow.
Bringing his talents back here to this community. And so, for me, having experience in Atlanta and Nashville and things like that, I'm sharing what I have learned. And Alicia, with all of her experience, being in a studio as a vocalist, being around the music scene forever, and even your vintage clothing business. I mean, that's amazing.
That started with Jeremiah.
Did
You
it?
know that,
The
yeah.
was that the T-shirts that did that?
Yeah, well, my husband, Jeremiah Pilbeam, we have a recording studio as well, White Elephant Records. And when we first met, I've always really been into fashion. I've always had kind of a love for, 60s, 70s, everything, music, clothing, culture. And when I met my husband, he had this amazing, still does, collection of vintage T-shirts, and all kinds of like really cool clothes. And then that was one of the first things that made me fall in love with him, was his like love for style and being not afraid to be himself. And so just a little bit before the pandemic, we decided to open up White Elephant Bazaar. It's a vintage clothing boutique. We sell it online, then we do festivals and whatnot. But yeah, his closet kind of jump started it.
Wow.
Yeah.
So now, Pat, you're getting 3 people in here that are, well, 2 maybe, 2 that are more fashion knowledgeable than me. You got Blake over there who's looking dapper as can be, and Alicia's the queen of the
John, the fortunate thing, we do have him in our lives. Blake's a great addition to Big Rapids. The one thing I want you to know is, though, you might think he's going to be a comedian the rest of his life, but I would hope he gets involved politically with one of those parties out there, because he can make a difference. He does bring that to people, the attention that he deserves. He makes it fun. He's a real honest guy. I don't want to pump him up too much, because these young guys, next thing you know, he's smoking weed, walking the streets. But you don't want him puffed up too much. But no, I love the guy. I think his show Saturday nights can be a lot of fun. And I already know Megan. I've known her since she was a little child. Wasn't much then, and she isn't much now, but she's going to be. No, I'm only kidding. You know that. I love her to death. But great family, so you guys are going to have a great time there Saturday night.
Yeah,
I know.
it is. It's going to be wonderful. And, I'm the type of person where if I believe in something, I fight for it. And I will fight for, to get the spotlight that it deserves. Not necessarily, just the show, but you were talking a little bit about politics.
No, we won't talk about that.
We won't talk about it now.
But later we will.
Yeah, you know it.
Yeah.
You know it.
But Alicia, you're happy in life right now. What were you thinking 10 years ago you'd be today? Do you think you'd be here where you are today?
It's actually really funny that you asked that question, because this tattoo on my arm was the original idea for the Peaks.
Oh,
check that out.
So this was my dream. I went to school for hospitality at Ferris, and I had originally wanted to open a coffee shop by day, bar by night. And then my initials were Alicia Adams, so that was the 2 A's there. But it evolved into the Peaks, and now the Peaks has a different meaning of these are your peaks of life. Your wedding, your graduation, and some low times too. Maybe a celebration of life or a loss in the family, and we help celebrate no matter what.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, I know it's just, have you been there, Blake?
I didn't know, but I was thinking about it.
I have.
No, that's great. Yeah. No. How about you, Paul? Did you see yourself being where you're at right now?
Absolutely not.
Jen?
No. When I moved to Nashville, it was $500 in my pocket and a small Ford Ranger pickup truck and a small mini pickup truck full of dreams. And Pat, I got to tell you, something funny that just kind of reminded me of it. When I went to Belmont University, I didn't have many housing assignment or anything like that first, and so I pull in the parking lot, and about 2 a.m, I'm super exhausted. I'm trying to take a nap, and I hear this knock on the door, and from a flashlight, and it was a police officer on the campus of Belmont University, which is a very Tennessee Baptist kind of a university, right? And the guy said, "What are you doing here?" I said, "I'm trying to sleep." "Well, you can't be here." And I said, "Well, I'm starting, next week as a student here, and I just don't have any housing assignment yet or anything like that." And he's like, "Well, you can't sleep in your truck. You're going to have to sleep in this residence hall over here." So he brought me into this residence hall, and they got me a blanket. They were very hospitality focused, Alicia. They gave me a blanket and a pillow. And so I was laying on this couch, and all of a sudden in the morning, I see the sun come up. I feel the heat of it, and then I hear all this laughter from all these girls around me. I really wasn't sleeping in much clothing. I did have underwear on and that, but my first night on Belmont's campus, I was the only male in an all-female dormitory.
Oh, my
and,
Lord.
so word got around real quick that I was that guy.
Right.
Before I even started, but that was $500 in a dream, even though I didn't have that dream. So
Casanova Quant.
Casanova, yeah, the day. I ended up dating a girl that lived in that residence hall later on. But anyway, no, Pat, I went to school, and a lot of the people that I went to school with at Belmont have done and are doing great things. Some are presidents of record labels and major publishing companies. Some have won Grammys that I know.
Wow.
That I went to school with. And I was going to be a touring musician, and my progression in my mind was touring musician, tour manager, artist manager, and that was going to be it, where I could oversee the careers of other people. Well, that sort of did come into fruition here at Ferris State by running the Music Entertainment Business Program. I am now overseeing the futures of many music business professionals, whether it's sound or lighting or stage managing, touring, that type of thing. So I'm launching careers of people. I'm just not making any money off of them down the road, as an artist manager would. So no, but I tell you, for a long time I was bitter. I was bitter that I didn't get to make my mark where other people have been. Like, one of my good friends is in Carrie Underwood's band. He was my mentor in school. Why didn't I get my shot? I was in the studio with him every night doing things in Nashville. But now, being an older guy, I'm kind of at peace with it, where I can really impact others by seeing this youth rise up and giving them an opportunity to not only be a better person, but to be someone who's dangerously successful in the music business.
Yeah, it is unfortunate that everybody can't get to the top, but that's why I wonder, because there's some awful, beautiful voices. My wife and Abby and I watch The Voice and American Idol and all that, and you get some, Carrie Underwood is great, but this girl's just as good as her. What separated the two, and just unfortunate there can only be one Carrie. But being that said, Mecosta County back in the old day, I guess you'd call it luck. They meet every January in the Fair Association down in Grand Rapids at Amway there, and they pick an artist at that time.
That's right.
And we got lucky enough to get Brooks and Dunn when they weren't heard of.
I was at that show.
But they signed before they got big. The biggest one was Alan Jackson. Right. He was an unknown, and I think we signed him for $50,000. Before we got him in July, he was signing places for $1 million. But he honored his contract, played up here. We had many more until the Mount Pleasant started taking over. But you look back, and Penny and I were someplace, and we had entertainment was this little redhead Irish girl played the fiddle. And she entertained us for, 45 minutes or whatever. She blew us out. Just blew it out. She just, and just, we thought, wow, that would go in Big Rapids. But would it? You never know. It costs so much to set it up and everything. But is that something you would be interested in at the Mecosta County Fair sometime?
Oh, yeah.
Bringing somebody up here? I've had people that graduated from Big Rapids call me up, and was somebody from class 74, and he said, hey, do you think we could have a band venue in Mecosta County on a weekend? I said, I don't know if we'd go or not. You never pursued it.
I'll work with Paul on that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Remember who we played last week? Spencer Hatcher.
Yeah.
From Virginia.
He's very good.
Who's down in Nashville. Who I think would be a natural for the fair.
But it would take a lot of work. But I don't even know if you'd have to do it during the fair. You think something like that would go another week?
I really feel like doing something downtown would be impactful, because all those businesses could benefit from the traffic, right? Three Girls Bakery and a lot of those smaller shops. So why don't we block off the streets of Big Rapids and put a band in the middle of that and have some type of a festival? We can do vintage clothing, comedy.
I like that idea, but I would like to see it at the fair, because it would give the fairgrounds, some push for the updated. We could update some buildings there, the grandstands, and then it'd bring kind of everything together, because it still would put Big Rapids on the map a little bit in a way.
Yeah. The biggest thing the fair has over it is the parking.
Yeah.
It has good parking. So I mean that's you got to have good parking. I don't know if downtown. I'm talking, having a few thousand people there.
Yeah. Well, look at Wheatland. What Wheatland used to be.
Yeah. Yeah. But it takes people like you guys, because us old guys, we're tired. So good luck to you. I started the seed. Let's see what happens. But anyway, it's getting 8 minutes to 10, and we've had a lot. We've really informed a lot of people with a lot of interesting things here. We got Blake coming up Saturday night at the Eagles. That's right on Chippewa Lake Road, just past Chuck and Murdy's. No, it isn't. Well, depending which way you're coming. Chuck and Murdy's on the other side of the creek, just past Rhines Creek. That's well known. And Harry's TV, if you remember where that was at. And then we have the Peaks. Always got something going on. Alicia, every weekend you have something going on?
But we either have it booked out for a private event or we've got our own things going on. But this month on February 14th, we've got our Valentine's Day dinner. And then on February 20th, we have our comedy show.
And then, like you said, you got to book for the Valentine's, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the comedy show, come as you are.
You can buy tickets or you can come as you are, yep.
But after you're numbered by how many people can get in there, so maybe it'd be best to get online and get your tickets early, and that way you'll have a seat for sure. Definitely. That's for sure. And then once again, they do have a liquor license, so you have whiskey.
Oh yeah.
Wine.
Yeah,
and,
absolutely.
Ultralight.
Yes, we do.
Wow, that's cool. Mm-hmm. Bob, what do you think? That's gonna be a good one, isn't it?
Yeah, we have free popcorn too.
Oh, there you go.
And then Festival of Arts, pretty nice. Who drew that up?
I don't know. Probably one of the Millett's, super talented family.
Yeah.
When you think about that booklet, it's a lot of information in there, and the artists that are bringing what they do up here as a specialty, just to give people some joy, is pretty cool.
Well, I shouldn't have said that, Bob, because I caught, I can't say HELL on here, but I caught it. John Zimmerman was on here, and we had a great show with him about the history of Big Rapids. Pretty much his family was in an album, and we were showing it on here on Facebook, but like Dan Hatchew and Randy Vetter, they're in their cars or they're working. Well, we can't see what you guys are talking about. So
yeah, you guys started to forget that the radio was here. You guys were getting just talking to each other.
Right. Well, that's what happens.
There's a whole other aspect to it. Yeah. The challenge.
Well, in closing,
theater of the mind.
In closing, Bob, any questions for these three artists?
Not at all. I think
I call them artists because they definitely
all the pertinent questions.
Well, Paul's from here. Alicia, where'd you grow up?
Actually, a little bit all over the place, but I'm originally from Louisiana.
Wow. Okay. Whoa. Wow. New Orleans?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Well, my grandparents live on just the other side of the levee of New Orleans, and it's called Westwego. They've lived there since 1950 something.
Wow.
Yeah, and their house has been affected by the flooding and things like that. Nothing too bad, but they recently just got it completely remodeled, and I couldn't be happier for them. They've been there, for over 50 years now, and they're just my whole heart. They're both in their 90s, and you could never guess that by their love for life. And my grandfather, if you are at a wedding, he will be on the dance floor every single second. He's the one who starts it and ends it.
Wow, that's great.
Pat over there too. You gotta see him cut a rug.
Oh yeah.
Once in a while I get out there.
How
about
it.
you?
I've seen it.
Yeah, you have. Yeah, you have.
He goes down to Gilbert's and helps them cut rugs.
Well, the last time I went out was Mackenzie Gilbert's wedding. Right. John and Mackenzie there, and Paul, you did a great job. You do, because you played the right songs. It wasn't real loud, but it was loud enough. And just the tune and everything was just great. You felt just did a great job. So, Blake.
Well, I just got the message that since we're so close to selling out, we're going to be adding some more tickets.
Wow.
So we will...
Standing room only?
Standing room only. So we will be selling... You can do walk-ins, too. I just got the message that they're going to accept that. So
really?
So if you don't get your tickets now online, you can get them at the door.
Wow. So you got over 14 people coming.
Yeah.
Wow. Because they're having it in that little mop room.
We are...
They wouldn't get
I got you. Yeah, they're
back with the slot sink.
That's what it's going to be about, mopping. Carol Burnett style. Yeah. Coming out with a mop. Clean up the place.
If all goes well, we're close to 300 people.
Really?
Wow.
Yep.
Is there going to be smoking available there?
Yes, the
Yeah,
non-smoking
ashtrays
section and the smoking
ashtrays
section.
at the table there. Back in, gosh, I remember back. Do you remember them days, Paul?
I was one.
Oh yeah, I remember we used to go to the Eagles. We'd have a ashtray, a 12-inch ashtray out there with Joe Bachenaw and company, and every cigarette we'd have a beer, and that was a lot of cigarettes, a lot of beer back in the
That
day.
was my DJ booth.
Yeah.
I don't know how many packs I went through in that DJ booth, but you know.
But that's behind us now. We're all very, very well healthy. Nobody gets sick anymore. And that was not a smoker's cough either.
Nope.
But anyway, hey, be happy, right?
Absolutely.
So let's finish it with a song, Paul.
Oh, man.
Don't have to go through the entirety because Bob's sitting over here and I think he wants to get going. But what song are we going to play? Johnny Cash? Oh, my God. I hear that rain a-going, I hear him coming down. Well, go ahead.
All right. I hear that train rolling
Down the track.
I ain't seen a sunshine. I don't know when, but I'm stuck in Folsom Prison. Time keeps dragging. That train keeps moving on down the sand. Come on back.
I don't know the words.
When I was just a baby,
my mama said me so.
don't you ever play with guns like that shotgun in
Reno. Just
to watch him cry.
Oh, cry.
Or die. When you hear that lonesome whistle, he'll hang his head and cry.
Play that.
Oh,
good job. All right, well, thank you. Sorry I screwed it up. Should have had, if I'd have known that, I'd put the words up on my little famous phone.
I think it's more fun to watch you struggle with it.
Yeah, I struggled. But you know what?
We call it karaoke.
You know what? Life is so short, though. What is the greatest thing you're grateful for right now in your life? Real quick, one word.
Family.
Family. Leash.
Opportunity.
Family health.
All right. Mine is family, too. But anyway, I asked that my 7-year-old Owen Patrick, I said, what's the greatest gift you have in your life? You know what he said? 7 years old? God. Oh. And I said, why is that? He goes, because he gave me the best parents in the world. Oh. And I said, now, if there's somebody in heaven right now that you would want to bring down to earth, who would it be? God. And I said, why would you ask for God to come down? Because I'd want to thank him for everything I have. Wow, 7 years old. All right, we're going to leave you like that, Bob. God bless America. Love you all. See you tomorrow on the sports program. We got Brian Rock from FSU, Bulldog coach. Man, he's an awesome guy. Be a great day.
Curries Corner.
Brought to you by Big Rapids Pennzoil and Auto Repair, Seth Winger at the Winger Insurance Agency, Gilbert's Carpets plus Color Tile, Barreton Firearms and Training Center, DW2 Drywall, and Michigan Landscape and Excavate.